Are we ready?
Are we ready? Welcome back to another episode. We should say lesson, actually. Another lesson of the WTP Beauty School. We hope you've enjoyed this season. We're nearly at the end.
Penultimate episode.
Yes, we are at the end, nearly, almost.
Nearly.
Yes.
We've got a very exciting guest for you next week, but you'll have to tune in next week to find out who it is. Little cliffhanger.
We've saved the best till last,
I
haven't we?
won't go that far. No, I won't go that far.
Right. That's
But today we are going to be talking all about hiring and team building. This is something that Harriet has had to do a lot over the years, and it's something that I'm currently in the process of doing.
What an absolute nightmare this has been along the way, but I feel like it is important when we are opening a business. I feel like I'll be able to give Jamie some good advice with this. So I can be like, when people walk into a salon for jobs, I can be like, no. I'm only kidding, I'm not a bitch.
So don't come for an interview if Harriet's there.
Yeah.
But last episode, we talked all about the legal side of kind of running and owning a beauty business. We covered everything from insurance, contracts and compliance. And now it's time to talk about one of the biggest game changers in business, building a strong team.
So if you are on your own and you're a solo, independent working person and you're not interested in building a team and you want to keep it that way, skip.
No, listen to us.
Listen, actually, because we might change your mind. You
Yeah.
might want to open one after this. You might want to expand and get more people in. So to help beauty business owners, we need to hire the right people. We need to create a strong team culture and effectively manage staff to build a thriving and professional salon environment.
So we're going to talk about today going from like a solo artist to a salon owner is obviously a massive shift. I've just done it. Huge.
Yeah.
They're just so different. I thought it would be more similar than it is. It's just when you've got to start thinking about like hiring people.
Yeah.
Are they the right people? You've got to obviously lead with this confidence and all of these things to be able to make your business grow. It just turns into a minefield.
I think as well as like also comes like a big responsibility in knowing, well, it does for me, like in knowing that I'm responsible for other people as well.
Yeah, like you can have breakdowns at work. I can have one here. You know, fine. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
When you're in a salon, you've got to lead by that example. You've got to ooze that confidence. You're responsible for everybody that's there. It's just different.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine this scenario. Have you ever, or you might have already done this, but have you ever hired someone who you think looks absolutely amazing? And you think, oh my God, yeah, looks great. She's going to fit in well. He's going to fit in well with our salon. And they turn out to be an absolute nightmare along the way. And or maybe you're scared to hire because you don't even know where to start. Well, we've got you covered.
We're going to
tell you the things that Jamie is looking for and I have looked for. I'm still looking for, because you're always looking.
Yeah.
You're always looking about, aren't you?
So let's start at the very beginning and talk about kind of knowing when it's time to hire. So these are some signs that you're ready to expand. So number one, you're fully booked weeks in advance. And you're unable to take on anyone new. You're unable to fit anybody in, move appointments around. You're just stacked for weeks to come.
You're turning clients away due to lack of availability.
Yeah.
So if you've no possible space and you're turning them away, basically you're saying bye-bye money. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye profit. See ya.
But when will I see you again?
When will I see
never.
you again?
Never.
Never.
Feeling overwhelmed in every aspect. So like admin, cleaning, day-to-day salon tasks.
Me. That were me. That were all of me. And that's why Maddie does everything.
And now Maddie's overwhelmed.
So now we're going to get another Maddie.
But yeah, if you just feel like, you know, clients, admin, cleaning, like you're just overwhelmed by everything.
Clients asking for services that you don't offer. Or you don't. If you get repeated people asking for this service that you don't offer. Maybe it's lashes and you don't offer lashes. Get a lash girl in. Do you know, just to add some variety to obviously what you want to offer in salon.
And when it comes to hiring, you've obviously got different options. So are you taking somebody on as an employee? Are you getting somebody in as a freelancer? Or are you just doing a chair/room rental? Now, obviously, there's pros and cons to all three of these.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So I'll start with the employee.
Yeah.
Because this is what runs in my salon, being an employee. And because our salon is beauty downstairs, hair upstairs. My mum owns the hair bit.
I've just thought.
What?
Mine's the same.
With the same.
Mine's the same.
Offs, yeah.
Well, ours is the same. Wink,
Ours,
wink.
yeah. So we've always had this. Always run with being having employed girls. It's worked for us. It's worked for them. If it's not broken, don't fix it, kind of thing. We have been asked about rent a chair and stuff like that. It's just not really, at the moment, it's not really something that we're offering or having freelancers in or whatever. The pros of it is obviously those staff are available and there to do them treatments. And they're not coming in one day and then they're not coming in on a Tuesday one week and then a Tuesday week after they're not there. And it's more like structured.
Yeah.
They're there all the time. They're there to answer phone calls. They're there to answer messages. They're there to do the cleaning all the time. And it doesn't really matter which client, if a walk-in comes in, doesn't really matter. If that client doesn't mind who they
does the treatment,
all the money is going in the same till, and these girls are getting paid, or these guys are getting paid anyway, so it doesn't matter. There's not a fight for them, basically, for the client. Probably disadvantages of it is if you have very quiet periods where you still have to pay your staff and you've not got a turnover of as much money, probably like February's and stuff like that, or January's or whatever. So if your salon's not busy enough to have employed girls and we take like a dip, it can be a bit like, oh God, I need to earn their wages.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then freelancers and chair/room rental. This is something that we're looking for at ours creative studio. Yeah. So if you want a job, message me. But we are going to do mainly chair/room rental. And I would say with your chair/room rental, it's usually more of a full-time basis.
Yeah.
That somebody would rent that chair or that room. So we're going to have that to begin with. That's what we're looking for initially. We are going to have some freelancers. Because I can't have note to myself.
I want to come in. I want to do something.
You know how she always says how busy she is? Well, she's found bloody time to do a guest spot in my salon.
Well, I haven't really, but I'm going
to. So like Harriet would be a freelancer in my salon.
Yeah.
So she's going to come in and, do maybe one day a month or whatever it is. And it's almost like a guest spot.
That we're probably going to offer treatments that aren't offered by Jamie or whatever. So it's going to be something that's going to be like, oh, she's coming this month to do that, so I'll get booked in with that. So,
and that is how we've decided to kind of start with the salon. We are going to look at employment, but that's just a little bit further down the line for us. We want to get in, we want to find our fee, we want to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And then once I feel like we've settled, hopefully towards the end of this year, that's when we'll start looking.
Yeah, and built like a bit of a reputation and stuff like that.
Putting things in place to then look at taking on some employed. But you've also got things like apprenticeships and training staff in-house, which again, I feel like with this, I've not had to do it yet, but just based on my experience in the industry and teaching as many people as I have and as many people as Harriet has, obviously you have to deal with this in salon, but we hear the stories from training, and a lot of people don't like the apprenticeship or the in-house training because they're giving the training to the person who is
Potentially then going to go
potentially going to go elsewhere. My opinion on this is that is just part of the...
Of course it is.
It's just part of the industry.
You can't keep everything to yourself.
You
Like,
can't
if they
put
don't
them
learn it
on-
off you, they're going to learn it off somebody else. Like,
You can't put them on a £200 training course and want them to stay with you for life.
Yeah.
No.
I think I've obviously had girls that have had apprenticeships and then they've gone on and still kept their job after. And I mean, Alice worked for us for 9 years after that, and she started off as an apprentice with us, and then she were a full, and then this has happened with Maddie. Maddie came in as an apprentice, and now she's got a full-time, job after her apprenticeship. I think with apprentices, there's a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're 10 a penny, sorry, but they are. But there's only a select few that will get you and you'll feel right about. So it's kind of like with apprentices, it's sometimes like trial and error. And I didn't really have a lot of apprentices because hair's very easy to get hair apprentices because all they're doing really is shampooing and making cups of tea. It's a bit different with beauty. So I don't really have that many because I just felt like I didn't really have, because I was so hectic and busy in salon with clients, I used to think, I ain't got time to train them. I ain't got time to like put into them. I ain't got time to watch over them or whatever. But I have put that time in and it's made a massitive difference and it's took pressure off of me. I'm still really busy, but I don't have to take my own bills. I don't have to make them drinks. I don't have to, like even if they prep an appointment for me, like they'll sit the client across and they're like this. So it's all ready for me. So it just makes my job a hell of a lot easier, definitely.
Yeah. And I feel like as long as you've got, and obviously we spoke about last week about like policies and stuff like that, like if you are having staff and you're sending them out on training, you just need a contract in place that covers you, that, if they leave within a year, they owe the full amount of the training back, or 2 years, it's 50%. Like I've had this before, like when I used to work for HD, that were part of my contract. Any additional training that I did through the brand, like it's a common practice.
And understandably so, because it is annoying. We've had it in the past where we've paid thousands for girls to go on training, and then 2-3 months later they've gone and opened their own stuff up and they're offering what you've trained them on.
Paid to train
them.
Yeah,
and you're thinking, oh, nice one. So it is I would definitely do that again.
Yeah, just need to have, cover your backs, like we said last episode.
With apprentices, they usually get taught the basic training in college. And then when they come to you, you can tweak things. So like, for example, they get trained how to do basic brow shaping, brow waxing at college. Well, when my little Maddie were going in there and doing her final exam, she went in with that white brow definer from Buff Brows. She knew how to map them out. She was like perfect because she'd learned it in salon from me. So she was still shaping her brow, but she were probably doing it to more of
an advanced
standard.
level. Yeah.
And that's because I wanted to be able to, if somebody walks through my door, I want to be confident in thinking, if they've not asked for me, she's quite capable of doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Like an apprenticeship or staff, like they're representing you.
Absolutely.
Like if they do a shit job, even though you didn't do the treatment, that has an effect on the business and the salon's reputation.
Big to Arlie's and it was shit.
Yeah.
No, actually, it probably was the person. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was actually the staff members. So
and that's why you need,
keep them all on the same track and all working. We all need to be singing from the same hymn book.
Yeah, and if you've got them, it's your responsibility as a salon owner to be able to be spending the time with them to get them to that level where you feel confident with them, how you do with Maddie.
Yeah.
But how to attract the right candidates when you are looking to recruit. So there's so many different ways now with the world of social that you can kind of put stuff out. But if you're advertising jobs, social media, you've got like industry job, like websites or like
word
forums.
Even word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah. They're all going to place like slightly different roles into finding you that candidate.
Yeah.
Social media, obviously, I'm recruiting at minute. Like people will message, but they're hours away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, as great as your work is, You're not going to travel every day, are you?
Yeah, they probably would for first week and then it'd wear thin. They're probably excited about it and think, oh yeah, I want to work there.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's not really going to work.
Yeah.
And it's not only that. What if there were like really bad snow? They're not going to walk there, are they?
We pay for UK therapy rooms, I think it's called. That's like a bit like an online like dating app. Not a dating app, like a social platform, a bit like a Facebook group, but you pay for it, and you put your jobs on there, and people can apply, and then it puts you in like a private chat, and you can like discuss and stuff. So we're on there, we pay for that, but again, that can be hit and miss because your candidates have got to know about that website to then come across you to then be able to apply.
Yeah.
So you're only reaching the people that are active on that website.
Yeah.
But word of mouth, always works.
I feel like interview tips and red flags to watch out for.
Tell me.
Well, first of all, I don't really do a sit-down interview. I will kind of get a vibe from them. I will have a social media stalk, so be very careful what you are putting on your social media. It can create a whole persona of yourself, and it might not even be you. So if there, were anything on your social medias that I were thinking, it gives an instant impression. So then when they come in, I usually say to them, I'd obviously ask for some photographs of their work first before they came in. Then when they came in, I'd ask them to bring a model. I want to see what they can do on that model. I'm not watching over every step that they're doing. I'm getting on with my job. I'm doing my thing. I'm leaving them to it. Call me over when you're done. Tell me what you've done. Let's just make it like a more relaxed thing rather than sitting down in front of imagine sat there in front of me and Jamie and us being like this. It'd be the most intimidating. Oh, should we do that? Let's do it.
What a bitch.
Yeah. When you were advertising for your staff, we're going to sit there and say,
no, I want to bloody attract him.
Why should we hire you? No, I'm kidding. So, just keep it kind of relaxed. But there can be people that are super skilled at what they do. I could name a few actually. Super skilled at what they do, but are absolutely just
She's on one today.
Just not. They're just not the person you want. They don't fit your vibe of the salon. They don't. They're probably not a nice person or something like that. They might do absolute amazing job at brows, but they're swearing at the client, like saying, "Oh, keep effing still" and all stuff like that. Like if it's their mate or whatever. You've got to be able to think this person needs to be our vibe and needs to be on our wavelength. And I think can be quite easily, if you're employing them especially, quite easily can bend to your way of working. And
when we're looking for staff, again, you need to have that connection with them, and you've got to know that they will fit into what you're trying to create. I would say don't rush into employing somebody or taking somebody on as self-employed or renting space in your salon.
Yeah.
Make sure that they fit for you.
Yeah.
And if you can, do some steps prior to this to ensure that you and your business will be stable enough if you didn't get somebody straight away. We've done that with the salon where we did things to ensure that if we don't get any staff, we're okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
And do that so that you don't end up recruiting or making an agreement out of desperation, because then it's going to be 10 times harder to try and get rid.
Yeah. Some questions to ask. I would probably, they need to be able to sell retail, ideally, because you do want that. So maybe ask them to, I don't know with this. I think if we're asking them to sell us a product, it's a little bit on the spot. So maybe making them aware of what the job entails. We want you to upsell, products to your clients. We want you to be able to handle difficult clients, because we need to be honest with them and tell them that that's what they need. That's what they're probably going to endure at some stage. And we need them to offer great customer service. Now, this is just a must, I think, in every salon. So making this really, instead of give examples of doing this, it's very put on the spot. So I think maybe if you are going to ask questions, you can always send them prior, I think.
Yeah,
sometimes.
so that they've got a bit of a heads up.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a heads up. Because I'd hate to walk in somewhere and have some questions thrown on me straight away. I'd be like,
Like when I went for a job at HD, they said something to me about, why do you want this job?
What did you say?
And I was like,
Because I'm skint.
I don't even know what I said.
Do you know what? I've never had a job interview.
I would be shocking.
I've
I think I
never
said
had
something
one.
like, because I'm looking for a job or
I
something
went-
like that. I'm
yeah.
like, why do you think I want this job? Because I've come for a bleeding interview.
I've never
like-
even had one. I just started. They were like, right, go on then, get in. We've seen you can do brows. Go on. You can talk a lot. Let's go. So as well, this is what I do, and I think it's an essential, trial days. Definitely do a trial day. Don't just set somebody on and then try and work with them and think, oh my God, this is disastrous. They're so
messy as
slow.
all.
They're just not getting it. They don't care. You need to have a trial day, maybe even a trial week, because that's not you completely employing them and securing that they have got the job or got the, room to rent or whatever. You need, it's basically, you've not promised it. It's just like, let's see how this goes. And then that gives you the, you can say whether you're gonna employ them or take
What
them
the
on or
decision
not.
will be.
Yes, what the decision will be. It is entirely up to you whether you want to pay them for trials. Trials are not. They're not. It's not the law to pay them for a trial, so it's up to you.
Yeah. But I think when it comes to like team building and like that positive salon culture, obviously the goal is to create a team, whether they're self-employed, freelancers or employed. Like you want everybody who's working in your environment to love their job.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to set like clear expectations from day one. Like you want to be encouraging teamwork over competition.
Yeah.
That's like my salon. Obviously it's freelancers and like chair rentals and stuff to begin with. And that is important that they're not fighting for clients.
And they're not against each other and competitive.
Yeah. Our thing is very much, the salon is going to push individuals as much as they possibly can, which in turn makes the individuals more money. It makes the salon more money.
Yeah.
All we ask in return is that you push the salon.
Yeah.
If everybody does that, everybody's making money, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Like it's not competitive.
Yeah.
Obviously like how to handle conflicts professionally. And it's important that you take the time to celebrate wins and recognize like staff achievements.
Yeah.
Again, regardless of employed, self-employed, whatever it is. These little things are going to boost morale.
Yeah, and feel like they're appreciated.
And then that
I feel like something's been noticed. Yeah.
That then encourages this like positive vibe.
Yeah.
So like positivity breeds positivity. Like that's how you need to be looking at it.
So, do you want me to give you tips for being a salon owner?
Go on.
Shall I? Give you tips for being a boss?
Go on.
Be the kind of boss that you would like to work for.
I'm going to be Karen Betts.
Go on, Kazza! It's a birthday today, by
Yeah.
the way, when we're recording this. So happy birthday,
Happy
KB.
birthday, Karen.
Happy birthday, KB Pro. Because that's what you are, a pro. Yeah, be the boss that you want to be. Would I want to be Karen as a boss? Yes, I would. She's been a brilliant boss to us when we were there. Absolutely smashed it. So I think we should all be Karen Betts as bosses.
Just so relatable, so down to earth, so fun.
Easy to approach.
But also
assertive enough to not push the boundaries.
And there's nobody that works harder than Karen Betts.
Yeah,
like,
not Kris Jenner.
You think that she owns these companies and she's, this and that. Mm-hmm. She's still up at 4 a.m. doing emails.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. And we're
She's
posting
still
notes.
the first one into that office and the last one out.
Yeah, she is.
Like, she is the definition of lead by example.
I feel like we have had no grievances or run-ins or any telling offs of Karen, but there is just a level of, I think it's probably because she puts that much work in. We've just got this level of respect for her where we would never push the boundaries or take the mick or anything like that because we just respect her.
Yeah.
But she's been great.
Yeah.
She really has. And I'm sure then people who still work for her, she's still great to you.
Yeah.
So would I like me to be a boss? Yeah. Thinking about myself as a boss, would I like that as a boss? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Because I like to think the same. Relatable, bit wild, bit crazy, a bit hectic. We get there in end. The end at day, it's all done. We're all done and dusted. And I would like to think I'm easy to approach. So, yeah.
I would be happy with me as a boss.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'd be scared of George.
Yeah.
I said, when you come in that salon, they're going to shit themselves.
Yeah.
They were like, I know.
Yeah. It's like my
like,
mum. Whenever
yeah.
when my mum turns up to the salon,
phones are like shoved in drawer straight away. It's like,
there's an air that it sort of like circles around. Hands coming, hands coming, hands coming. Tidy up, hands coming. Don't do that, hands coming. As if my mum's gonna walk in and kick off. I mean, she does a bit sometimes, most of the time. Yes, she does.
As if my mum's gonna walk in and kick off. As if she's not.
She does. Yeah, most of the time she does. But then she'll scream and she'll not scream and shout, but she'll kick off.
She'll be like,
and then she'll be like, right, let's forget it now. It's over. Let's done. So that's what her staff love about her, that she will just 100% say it straight away. Oh, we need to talk about this. And then she'll say, we'll forget it now. It's done now. We've said it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And then she's fine. So would I like Anne Thacker as a boss? No. To also lead by example as a boss. So work ethic, attitude and professionalism.
Yeah.
Your little people around you, what can we call them? I want to say minions, but it's a bit rude. So your little team around you is gonna watch how you work.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch you like a hawk because they want to be like you. Eventually, everybody wants to be a CEO. They want to be at the top, so they're gonna watch everything you do. If you're a professional with your clients, they're gonna. What are you laughing at?
CEO.
CEO.
Oh.
Ho. CEO. Everyone wants to be a CEO. So we. What are you? Stop.
Go on.
So yeah, they're gonna watch how you work. They're gonna watch every little thing that you do. If you're a bit slack and you don't come in your uniform sometimes, or you don't, you know what I mean, like, or you rock up late and stuff like that. I shouldn't say that because I rock up late quite a lot, but I have a big journey in the morning. I have a lot to do.
No excuse. If you worked for me, you'd have been on your final written warning a long time ago. Love.
Yeah, but best believe I'm there way past shutting time. Definitely am. So yeah, they're gonna watch you and they're gonna learn from you. So just be careful.
Yeah. And you need to set boundaries while maintaining a positive work kind of environment. Mm-hmm. So whilst obviously you are going to build those relationships with the staff or self-employed or whoever it is, you need to still, if you're the business owner,
definitely
set boundaries and do that from day one, because it's going to be a lot harder to set those boundaries 6 months in when you've become like best mates. Yeah. So, yeah, set them from the off.
We're still going to have a good relationship. We're still going to have a friendly relationship. And we're going to, approach each other and be allowed to say what we want. But you're also going to still respect each other. And let's not take the mick. We're there to work.
So, moving on.
Go on, then.
Managing and retaining your team. So, training and ongoing development. So, you want to be keeping your team growing and improving. Mm-hmm. This goes back to what we said earlier about, like, when people get scared about spending money on their staff to go on training courses. If you hold back from doing that, that's only negatively affecting your business because you're not learning anything new, any new treatments, any new trends. Your business isn't growing because it's stuck where it was all those months or years ago. Mm-hmm. You've got to be investing in training. Yeah. And if you've got a team, it's not just yourself, it's the team as well. And
like we've said before, to earn money, you've got to spend money. So to spend money on, more training and stuff like that. So yeah, you have. Offer new learning skills as well. So offering even like there's even courses like on customer service and stuff like that can be like free or like a small amount or whatever. Any little thing that you can see that could, benefit your team, offer it them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even be really offering them. I'd be saying, I want you to take this. I want
Yeah.
you to do this, especially if they're like employed by you. And encourage staff to develop their own specialities. So if you can see that a staff member of yours is really good at something, and encourage them to push that more, give them the confidence to be able to offer more of that or advance them skills.
Like if you've got somebody who's really good at, like, they do nails and you can tell that they're quite artsy and they just need to push themselves a bit more. Maybe instead of getting them to like clean toilet in the Gap, give them mannequin hand and give them that creativity to kind of do some stuff
And make some social from it and stuff
do
like
the
that.
social, push them, and like, you can't obviously hold their hand and take them all the way through it, but you can do things that'll guide them to want to develop that kind of speciality.
Yeah. I think performance reviews and motivation as well. So maybe, obviously, when you're really busy in salon yourself and you're working there, you've not really got time to have a look around. Sometimes you've not got time to look around and see what your staff's doing and whatever. But I would make time for it and give them some feedback, but without like demotivating them.
Yeah.
Basically, without like saying this were crap, this whatever. Just little tips and tricks, and said that were good. That were, I'd do it like that if I were you.
You need to do, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, and if she listens, you'll know who you are. Shit sandwich.
Oh my God, I was just thinking that. Absolutely. I was just thinking it. I can't believe you said it.
Shit sandwich.
So, we will demonstrate what that is. You look nice. I don't like that top. But it looks nice on you. Shit sandwich, okay? We've started with a compliment.
Yeah.
We've gone in with a negative. And then we've gone with a compliment again. So you kind of forget that horrible...
That bit of shit in middle.
Yeah.
And there was somebody who me and Harriet had interactions with quite regularly, who was the shit sandwich queen.
Yeah.
And we're not no negativity towards this, because we used to laugh and say, "You've just given me a shit sandwich, haven't you?"
And she used to say it actually. She used to be like, "Right, I'm going to give you a shit sandwich now." And I'd be like, "Right, okay."
Every time I think of shit sandwich, I think of
yeah. I do.
So yeah, that's like that's a way that you can, deliver some news. You're not just going to go in and say,
"That was shit."
You graze that client, them eyebrows look wank. Oh no, I can't say that.
You can. It's your podcast, say what you want.
You smelt when you come into work earlier.
Stunk like night before.
You've got fag breath, but your hair looks all right. Do you know, like, don't go to that extreme, like, do the shit sandwich.
Yeah.
God, I hope I don't get cancelled for saying that.
That's hilarious.
Right. Biggest hiring mistakes and how to avoid them. Hiring too quickly. This is something that I've not done, but I've been very conscious
of doing.
So take your time to find the right person and the right fit. One wrong hire could cost you your business.
Yeah, true.
If you've got a really good team and you rush into hiring somebody else and that last person is a negative Nancy, she could come in and just disrupt the whole team.
And it's true.
Within your business.
It's a domino effect. My mum calls it a bad egg. When you've got a bad egg, they can just...
And before you
go
know
through
it,
them all.
That good team could be going and you're left with bad egg.
Yeah.
So don't rush into recruiting.
I feel as well, do your research on where they've worked before. How have they left?
Like references.
What is their current relationship like with the person that they left before with, and things like that. Also, avoiding difficult conversations. This is an Anthaka thing. Let's just say it. Let's just have it out in open. Me and you right now in back. Let's do it. Yeah. Right now, we'll have a conversation about it and then we'll forget about it and move on.
Car park now.
Just get it out there. If something has happened in salon, you're gonna come back the day after, or if you hear about something that's happened in salon, talk about it when you've heard about it. Just get it out. Just say it. Don't think, oh, wait till the weekend to tell her. No.
Yeah.
Just make sure no clients are there, but like wait till the end of the day or whatever. But it needs to be said. It needs to be done, and try, because if not, if your staff are getting away with things and they think, oh, she knows about that, she's not even said anything. You know, your level of respect is going to go down.
Yeah. But also, I think if you don't get it out, you kind of fester on it.
Yeah.
And then you think about, before you know it, what actually happened. You've thought about it that much and that many different outcomes that the story's changed.
Yeah.
And now she said that she wanted to kill you.
Now she said she wanted to burn the salon to the ground.
When really she would just said she was cold and she wanted eating on.
Yeah.
She never said she was going to burn salon. Like, just address it. And I feel like that's like, you need to be like that with life as well.
Oh, wow. Life lessons. Guru.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've never fallen out. But if...
Oh, us?
Yeah, like if annoys us a little bit, I'll be like,
instantly,
right.
on phone. Or in person. Right, listen, this has upset me.
Yeah.
Or this has got me mad. And we talk about it and we move on. And it's fantastic and it works for us and it works in every situation. So you should all do it.
Not having contracts. Again, going back to last week and making sure that you covered. Always have written agreements outlining roles, expectations, and any kind of like commissions if you do anything like that. Have it all written out and included like the training course aspect that we talked about earlier. You need to be covering your back.
Yeah. I think like as well, like when we're doing commissions and stuff, I think setting targets as well are good things. Setting targets for them and giving them little bonuses and stuff like that. And also like just appreciating them in general. Doing little treatments for them. Like free of charge or whatever. Maddie gets her LVL, her brows done and her nails done. Bless her, she's desperate for her nails and she's still got Christmas nails on. I'll do them you this week, Mads, I promise. But like...
You need to get them done. She's there at Ali's doing nails for everyone with chuffing snowflakes.
Everybody's saying to her, have you still got your Christmas nails on? She's like, yes, don't talk about it. Harriet's very busy. So, just appreciate them. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been in that position before where you've worked alongside people and you've worked for people and you don't want to be treated like a piece of shit. So don't.
Listen, if you're good to mama, mama's good to you.
Exactly, darling.
What's that? Oh,
I don't know, but it's fantastic.
When you're good to mama,
mama's good to you. What is that?
It's something in it.
Yeah.
I've not made it up. It is something, but it just popped into my head. Do that. But moving on, that is the end of our episode. We're wrapping up, but before we go, you've got your own work.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about your dream team. If you're ready to hire, write out a job post with clear expectations, or if you've already got staff, book a check-in with them to see how they're getting on.
Fantastic.
And use hashtag
WTP.
It's
not what the Pluck. It's WTP Beauty School.
It's end at season.
Next episode.
Yeah. Next episode. We are going to be talking all about growth and how to scale your beauty business and set yourself up for long-term success. Now, obviously, because me and Harriet are so youthful and young, it weren't right that we talked about, growth and scale because we're just young'uns. So we've got a guest. And
who's old?
Who has... We're not going to tell you what it is. You've got to tune in next week. But they have had quite quick and rapid success.
Yeah, only a bit.
With their brand. And yeah, they're a good fit to talk about taking your business and growing it to the next level.
Yeah.
So we'll have a guest next week. But remember,
stay booked, busy, and blessed.
And we'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.